Hello there, good evening and welcome back to Gooner Gathering. I am Gooner Lee Meads, Lee Meadows, with a very quick update on the Women's World Cup that's been going on over the last few weeks. Obviously, it was the quarter-final stage yesterday and England played Colombia. Just quickly into the team news, of course, Ella Toone was the one change into the England lineup as a result of Lauren James's stamp here, as you can see, against Nigeria. She's been given a 2-match ban, so she won't be here for obviously for the game I'm about to talk about, and the next game, the semi-final, of course. So, as England were looking to come towards their third consecutive World Cup semi-final, England were looking pretty dangerous during the game against Colombia. Greenwood, particularly with a set plays, were looking very dangerous. One of those ended up to Georgia Stanway, whose shot come cross ended up with the goal-bound header to Rachel Daly. But it ended up in the safe hands of the goalkeeper. Shortly afterwards, Daly also had a pretty decent effort that went just over the bar when she shot just outside the penalty area. Colombia actually went ahead in this game after a spell of really good pressure from them. Their player Espina, not to be confused with our former goalkeeper, of course, had a shot that was blocked by Millie Bright. Casado fell to pass the ball to Santos, who lifted the ball just above Mary Apps, who didn't have a chance, really. It was one of them looping shots that just went over her head, which made it 1-0 to Colombia. Probably would have made them think that they were going to go into the break 1-0 ahead. It was disappointing defending from the Lionesses. There was no pressure on the ball at all at this stage. However, England did manage to respond very, very quickly before the whistle blew, in natural fact. Eventually, Keira Walsh played a nice pass towards Lucy Bronze on the right-hand side, who headed the ball into the danger area. The goalkeeper actually made a bit of a mess of it, and the ball sort of ended up near Russo, kind of got a touch to it. And then after the misjudgment from the goalkeeper, Lauren Hemp, the Manchester City winger, managed to pounce upon that, slot the ball into an empty net to level things up just before the half-time whistle. So that was in the injury time in the first half. So going into the second half, and it actually turned all around. England managed to go ahead. Georgia Stanway, she played a lovely through pass to Arsenal's Alicia Russo. That feels nice to say, by the way. Whose pass, right-footed, the through pass managed to get through to Alicia Russo, whose right-footed finish found the far corner. It was a little bit lucky. I think it was poor defending, but Russo finished very nicely into the far post. Let's just get this right. Bodea for Colombia had a long-distance effort, which did test the hands of Mary Earps. Really did get a hand to it to make sure the ball went over the bar. The goalkeeper actually, let's make sure we send our best wishes. Let's get her name right. Perez left the field through injury and was replaced. However, it didn't really make a difference in the game. England managed to win the match 2-1, which meant they went through to the semi-finals against the winner of Australia versus France. very interesting one, of course, with the Arsenal girls involved in this one. Of course, we're talking about Steph Catley and Caitlin Ford, who were in the starting lineups for the Australians. It was a game that was very tight. I want to give a big shout out to Mackenzie Arnold, the goalkeeper for Australia, who had an outstanding game in goal. Lots of shots went her way. She was immense during the whole match. Sam Kerr, really important to mention her, the Chelsea lady, the forward, absolutely prolific for Chelsea Football Club, and an integral part of the Australians national side, made a big impact in the second half. But with lots of Australian pressure, the game ended in normal time 0-0. As it went into extra time, there was a corner from the French side. The Australian number 14, which was Alana Kennedy, she managed to put an unfortunate header into the corner for an own goal, but it was disallowed for a foul. Game actually ended up to a penalty shootout where the Australians came up on top. I'll give a shout out again to Mackenzie Arnold, who had the guts to step up to take a penalty in the first 5. She actually missed a penalty, but she did make an outstanding save. Actually, it was a double save. It was a penalty shootout. It's the first one I think I can recall where VAR has come into play to stop the, to intervene, if you like. Kenza Dali, for the Colombians, had to have her penalty retaken after Mackenzie Arnold did save it, but was sort of somewhat off her line. Was retaken. She managed to save it again. Eventually, the Australians go on to win this game. Courtney Vine with the winning penalty, which means that England will play the hosts in the semi-final coming up, I believe, on Wednesday. So that is the update from the Women's World Cup for me for today. Just a quick look in the comments, and it's Luca saying hello. Nice to see you, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Keep an eye on our social media for any updates of what we're going to do during the next week. I'm hoping to bring back chat along again for the Crystal Palace match a week on Monday. I'm sure we'll have broadcasts during the week, but make sure you check our social medias. If I put the thing up there, you can find me at Gooner Lee Meads. You can find all of us on Gooner Gathering at Gooner Gathering on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Thank you very much for tuning into our short video for tonight, and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.